Totally Accurate Battle Simulator was a game released in 2021 by Landfall Studios. The game revolves around placing down units to fight for campaigns or to place down any units you want and to just have fun. Tabs is fundamentally a very simple and easy game. In the long run, most people can play it even if they aren't the greatest at strategy building. The game is also in a bit of a purgatory state in which it's not going to get updated for a very long time because, from what I've heard, its code is so bad that Landfall literally cannot code in it. The game has a workshop and people can add their own mods to it, so the game still does get content because the community making it for themselves. So I was thinking, and I was wondering, what if I tried to add some new challenge? This video is going to go over the bare bones information about Tabs Elite, which is a new thing that I've created that kind of builds off of a very old project I used to make when I was a little bit younger called Tabs Hard Mode. So let's start with some lore. The reason that I wanted to do this is because of an old project that I made when I was younger called Tabs Hard Mode. You can see some of the units from the tribal section of that in the background right now. The units were drastically overpowered and underpriced for how they were, but I was young, so I am going to give myself the benefit of the doubt. However, I do think that it was a good attempt and that had I worked on it better, I could have made something interesting out of it. In fact, when I played the campaign that I made for that, I did find that it was pretty balanced and you could beat every level as I had intended. I think I had intended, I'm not sure, some of the levels were spamming the same units. I had made some units for hard mode versions of the other factions up to Ancient, and I started Viking, however I lost the progress on it and I'm not sure where it went. I also made a campaign for the farmers, but I also cannot find that, unfortunately. I'm honestly a bit sad that I can't find the farmers anymore. I think that I would have liked to keep these in good condition compared to what they are right now, because they would have been a good reference point for Tabs Elite. However, I do think that I didn't really need it. The hard mode units had a different direction and style compared to how I ended up making the elite units. The hard mode units seem to be all into offensive movements. For example, the Spear Thrower had a Ballista Bolt with 999 times the normal damage on it. I wanted to avoid the same mistakes I made with the hard mode units, mainly regarding their balance. For when I made the campaign, I wanted to make sure that you could beat it with some basic Tabs laws. I wanted to give a little bit more than what you needed, or in one specific level case, exactly what I needed. And I wanted to make sure that you could beat it without possessing any units, because I think that you should be able to have some basic accessibility for those who might not know that feature exists, despite it being a vital mechanic. With these rules in mind, I'm going to show you the levels in the campaign that I made for the tribal faction, and along the way, I will show you what I have changed to the units in the faction. This is the first level in the campaign, titled Back to Roots. It's a very simple level. It contains 5 units total because I couldn't beat it with 6. 2 protectors, and 3 clubbers, all of the elite variant. Clubbers have received a better weapon, the Spiked Club, which does about 5 extra minimum damage and about 20 extra maximum damage. Not a big upgrade, but still something nevertheless. It has also received 140 extra hit points from 80. The Clubber has also been given the Pirate Kick ability because this tribe has learned that its body parts hurt when you move them at high velocity. Incredible. On the stronger side, the Protector has been turned into a tank, and also given more aura. The Protector was given 500 hit points, allowing him to take quite a beating before going down. This health pool can be easily defeated with stronger units such as the Chieftain, I would know from experience. Protectors are now, rather than a basic arrow blocker, a vicious defender for all types of attacks, being able to tank melee and block and deflect projectiles, as he has been given the basic projectile deflect. Fortunately, I did not want to bother with figuring out the solution to this level again, so I didn't end up beating it on the recording. But it is possible, and I did do it within the budget. It limits your ability to use chieftains, because chieftains carry the entire level solo, and everything else gives you a challenge. The next level, Sharper Sticks, introduces another new unit. Can you guess? It's the Spear Thrower. The Spear Thrower has retained the glass cannon roll, having 80 hit points, which is the same amount as a normal clubber. This means it will die in just about one hit from anything. The Spear Thrower acts as a counter to undefended melee units. The spears are at 0.3x damage, and it fires one about every half a second. The Spear Thrower, like all of the units of this faction, are weak to groups. The difficulty spike in this campaign changes like the stock markets in the US after President Trump's inauguration. This level can be beat with a lot of protectors and a singular chieftain. The chieftain is a big carry in this campaign, and you will see it later. This level is also on the easier side, containing 2 stoners and 2 protectors. If you're wondering why the level title sounds like Lord of the Flies, I'm sure if you think hard enough and you've read the book, you can understand why I've titled it after that, when the level contains people that throw rocks that completely obliterate your units. The stoner plays a similar ability to the Spear Thrower, being able to completely shred through units with his new Cannonball, which moves extremely fast and does about 500 damage. However, the recharge time is over 30 seconds, and if you leave him alone for too long, he will die almost immediately. Notably, to assist in this, he does have backwards dodge, which can be annoying in this level, because the solution is to place about 2 units to tank the first hits, get a bunch of melees to kill the protectors, and then hope that all of them will survive long enough to be able to reach the stoners and kill them before they recharge. Whispers of Marrow is the penultimate level in the Elite Tabs tribal campaign. For now. This level is what I consider a mini-boss level, or a challenge level. It contains 1 new unit and a lot of the older ones, including a Spear Thrower. The new unit is the Bone Mage. The Bone Mage consistently fails at being a nonchalant or a farmer, and has taken the phrase Bone Mage far too literally, being a skeleton itself. The Bone Mage deals 3 times damage with a very, very high attack cooldown, which can sometimes glitch and make him extremely powerful, but that's besides the point. The Bone Mage excels against melee units and small groups with the Bone Shockwave attack that excels from the ground. It unfortunately suffers against ranged units, as we can watch in the following clip, in which we can see it get absolutely eviscerated by some Spear Throwers and ice. Due to this being a major level in the campaign, and along with the next one, I've decided that I will not show you the solutions for the levels that I gathered. The Elite Chieftain is the final unit seen in the Elite Tribal faction. He possesses 1,500 HP, the value of 3 protectors, and around 1.10x damage. He does not possess a normal stone axe, he instead possesses a Berserker's axe with metal, because the shiny rock and the cold rock is better than the hard rock and the dull rock. This is what the tribe has figured out. Additionally, he also gets a shield. The Elite Chieftain has the ability to parry melee attacks. The Chieftain also has above average movement speed, and a bigger size than most units. The Chieftain excels against hand-to-hand combat. The chieftain, however, does not respond well to ranged attacks, such as spears. The chieftain is the main threat posed in the final level of Tribe's End. Though I have decided not to show this level, I assure you the level is extremely difficult. You are not allowed to use stoners, because if you spam an entire army of them, it completely obliterates the level, so they are blacklisted. I do really encourage you to go and try out the levels yourself, and if you have any opinions on it, please leave it in the comments. On that note, that is about where the video finishes. All of the tab's elite stuff as up to this point, as in just the tribal levels and the faction, are available in this workshop. I encourage you to go give them a shot and play the campaign levels for yourself and see if you can find better solutions than I did, because I am bad at this game. The levels should be under a user named Detective SCP-999. Yes, I was that cringe when I made my unfortunately permanent tabs workshop username. And I have images of him on the screen so you can see which ones are correct. All the music I use in this video can be found in the description, but apart from that, the video is about over. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll have fun if you decide to go and try out these levels.